Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to another session of Cooking with Chef Steven. Out that you've had a really awesome week. Let's get into it. Um, we want to continue with recipes that have a light flair. That'd be really fun for your family. We want to try to keep it simple, but definitely delicious. And this week we will be having cilantro lime chicken. It's a really, really good recipe, very simple recipe, and let's get to it. So, go over our ingredients really quickly. Of course, we have chicken. These are chicken thighs with the skin on. If you prefer with skin off, or you prefer this with wings or chicken breast or boneless chicken breast, the recipe is just as good with all of those different things. So try it out, have a good time. Make sure if you do switch up different pieces of chicken that you adjust your time. If you have a really big chicken breast, you want to adjust the amount of time that it cooks. But for the most part, other than increasing the time, the recipe should be just the same. We have cilantro, one of our stars. We have cumin. We have red pepper flakes. Garlic is always welcomed here on the show. We have limes. We have 2 limes that have been split in half. Olive oil, salt, and pepper. Very simple ingredients, and let's get to it. So, first thing you want to do, get a little space. You know how we do here. First thing you want to do is you want to begin building your marinade. So this is something that it has a marinade to it. It's supposed to sit in the marinade for 30 minutes to 24 hours. Some people love to marinate their foods, but the funny thing about marinades is some people are like, oh, the longer you're marinated, the better. You know, and everything isn't meant to be marinated, and everything isn't meant to be marinated for the same amount of time. Back when I was in college, long before I met my wife, I was trying to impress this young lady, and I mean, I'm really trying to impress her. And I decided I was going to marinate these shrimp. And so I got the lemon juice, and I was an aspiring chef, but I didn't know a lot. I had this delicious marinade, and we had a date, and I said, I'm going to marinate this for 5 days. And I had it sitting in there, and I was just like, ooh, when she bite into this, she's just going to fall in love with me, and it's going to be like love at first bite. And what I did not know at that time is by putting shrimp in that lemon juice and olive oil, the acid was actually cooking the shrimp all of those days. So by the time we got to 5 days of marinating, the shrimp was as hard as a brick. It became the consistency of something you would find in a ceviche because it was sitting in the lemon juice. And I took it out of the marinade and I cooked it, and of course made it harder. And I just remember like everything I cooked. I was a pretty decent cook. It was before culinary school. Everything I cooked that night was horrible. I guess it wasn't meant to be. So I guess I got the right one, right, babe? Yeah. All right. So we have. Let's get started with our marinades. We're gonna start with our olive oil. Drizzle some EVOO, or olive oil, into, and it's very simple. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's cumin. Get your cumin going. Get your red pepper going. Get it nice and red peppery. You know. Cilantro. I took cilantro here. Give me a quick second. I took the cilantro and I just cut a little bunch off of my bushel, a little bunch. And what you want to do here, you want to actually cut into these leaves, because as you cut and bruise the leaves, that's what's going to release the flavor. Not just biting into a big bunch of cilantro. So let's put this here. And I'm not going to like do a fine mince. I'm doing a rough cut on it. I like that rustic I like the big leaves, especially when I get to the end, and I'm going to reserve some of this for garnish. So I don't want to have it cut too fine.
Like the circle close-up, Patrick. That's pretty cool.
Oh, Patrick strikes again. So, all right. So I got this here. Let me add what I'm going to add for my marinade, and I'll save the rest for garnish at the end. I have some on my cutting board, so let me go ahead and get that too. Don't want to waste anything. There we go. All right, there you go. All right, so we have our cilantro in there now. Of course, garlic. You guys know how I feel about garlic. Every week, if there's no garlic in it, I mean, I have to be ready for the vampire apocalypse. I have to have my garlic, have it well soaked into my body. So if they try to bite me, it'll instantly repel them, and I can save the day. Someone has to be left to tell the story, correct? Yes. Okay. The juice of 2 limes. Limes are green, and they are known for not having seeds. I teach high school children, and you would be amazed what they don't know. And so I have to make sure I let you know that limes are green. My kids shock me every day. They don't know how to use a can opener. It blows my mind personally. But you know, that's why I am there to teach them and to be patient with them and to make sure that they know what a lime is and how to use. I said next year I'm going to have each one of them bring in a can, and they're going to have maybe 2 cans. They're going to get a practice can and a real can, and they're going to have a test on using the can opener. Because it was, no, it sounds funny, but I'm serious. I was just like floored. I'm like, what? You can't use a can opener? How are you going to survive in life? All right, we got our limes well juiced here. Now, see, I didn't put anything on these, so if you're like making a sangria or something later, chuck those bad boys in there, man. Actually, this is a pretty good recipe to make a sangria with. So, chuck those bad boys in there. It's not going to hurt. All right. Of course, we're going to incorporate all that. Make sure it gets in there. Some good stuff right there. And then what you do here, you get your chicken breast, chicken thighs, and you're going to, one by one, give them their own individual love at first. Soaking up all that good flavor, all that good stuff. Okay. And then once you each one has been given their own individual time, you want to put them back into the bowl. Make sure that you cover the bowl, and you're going to put it inside of the refrigerator for 20 minutes to 24 hours is what you're going to do there. Then, after it's been marinating, here we go. What I'm going to do here, you notice I did not add any salt and pepper. We want to control that a little bit more. So you will make sure you give them one more good toss. And then I'm going to lay them on my cutting board or your plate, skin side up. Skin side up. So that we can season these bad boys. I don't want to crowd my pan, so I'm only going to do 3 pieces of chicken. Let me wash my hands before I pick up the salt and pepper. Be mindful of what you're doing with your hands when you're working with chicken so that you don't get salmonella flying and splashing all over your kitchen. It's not a good thing to do. So you don't want to go from stirring chicken around and then go and pick up your salt and pepper shakers, because the next time you pick up the salt and pepper shakers to maybe season some eggs or whatever it is that you're working on, you're just rubbing your hands on salmonella, and now you can possibly be spreading it to yourself and family, and that would not be good for my viewers. Then my numbers will go down, and no, but it's not good. All right, salt and pepper. Now the instructions that you guys received in your emails were told you to add oil to the skillet. I didn't like that when I originally worked on this recipe. It just made the skillet a little bit too wet for me. And then what that does is it disrupts the searing process and you lose the color. There's plenty of oil on it as it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay the chicken inside of this piping hot skillet, skin down. That's what you want to hear when you put meat inside of a skillet. It's hot. Oh yeah. It is definitely hot. All right. While we're here, we're going to season this side. We only seasoned one side. Let's season the other side. And now that it's screaming hot, I can reduce the temperature by half. I had it screaming hot, and now I turned it down. All right. Yeah. This is going to be very yummy for somebody. You let it cook. This is a good time to go and start looking over your area, making sure everything's nice and clean. Somebody's taking home some marinated chicken too. Might be you. I don't know. We gotta call the numbers and see who wins the drawing for Chef Steven to pull up at your house with some of this. That would be awesome. We'll do that. We'll do some kind of contest where Chef Steven will actually show up after this class with some food for you if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, the Miami area. As you can see, what I said earlier, this has been sitting in marinade, and if you look, it's very juicy. So had I put that olive oil in the skillet, we would have a really big mess right now. So I don't personally believe that there's much of a need to add olive oil if the chicken has been sitting inside of this mixture for 20 to 30 minutes. All right. I'm going to turn it a little bit to check and see if the color is where I want it. I like it. It's a nice light golden brown. So I'm going to flip that bad boy over. Yes. Let it go for a couple minutes on that side. Now let's cook some on this side. What we're going to do is we are going to take this and we're going to put this entire skillet inside of our oven. Let me slow down. Patrick said slow down. Okay. All right. We're going to put that in the oven. And we're going to take something out of the oven too. Look at that. Now, earlier I mentioned making sure that we are cognizant of the fact that we have raw chicken juice. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time to remove all of this and wipe the area down before we do have plating to make sure that we are not cross-contaminating. Are there any questions so far? Everybody following me? Everybody good? All right. We are in good shape. All right.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure you can.
Okay. How long before you put it in the oven? How many minutes per side while it's on top of the stove, and then how many minutes in the oven?
You should go, the first side should be 6 minutes. When you flip it over, 2 minutes. And then once you put it in the oven, it should take maybe 20 minutes to finish, 20 to 25 minutes. I always check the recipes that I've sent ahead because I use the magic of television. And sometimes my times may not add up to the times I told you, but you want to follow those times to be safe.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, so now what I have here is some cilantro rice that has been previously prepared. And I'm actually going to hit that really quickly with a little bit more of that lime juice. Oh yeah. And then I'm going to, a little bit of salt and pepper. Remember that I just took this out of a hot oven, so you want to make sure that you use your mittens. And we're just gonna put that here. 1, 2, and then you have all this delicious marinade here, right here. This is olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, cumin. Just want to accent your rice with that. And then you want to finish it with some of that cilantro that we rough chopped earlier. And you have a delicious meal on the table in about 20-25 minutes. So you came home from a rough day of work. Questions, comments, concerns?
Now, what time do you expect it to come by?
I think we're gonna put. I think we're gonna. Patrick's always coming. He's gonna get his plate. I think we're gonna work on that contest though. Let me turn that around for you. There you are. He's a. Yes, definitely. You could use chicken breast. You could use duck breast if you're trying to impress somebody. Yes, definitely.
What about skinless? Is that not
Skinless is skinless is just as fine. It's just fine. If you want to be healthier, I always suggest that you follow the guidance of your physician. If you have if you're trying to be a little healthier, definitely do that. We want you to be as healthy as possible, and everyone's on their own personal journey.
Looks good.
Thank you.
So the chicken, the chicken is not cooked before, right? It's not boiled.
No, it is not. It is not boiled before. It is raw. That's really funny. Today is Haitian Flag Day, and I have many students at my high school where I teach that are of Haitian descent, and that is a part of their culture is that they season and they boil the meat before they take it to the next step. So they'll boil it before they fry it, or they'll boil it before they'll saute it, things of that nature.
Yeah, sometimes.
Any more questions? If there are no further questions, we have a date with Destiny.
Maybe sometimes you can show us how to make the cilantro rice.
The cilantro rice? Definitely, we could do that. So you guys want some little insight on the side dishes?
Yes.
No problem. I have a rice. Maybe I'll. There is when I worked for a Greek restaurant. There was this rice that the sous chef made. They were authentic. He was the chef was from Greece, and it was grilled. It was a grilled eggplant and curry rice, and it was. I mean, I had never tasted anything like that in all my days. It was delicious. So maybe I'll scrape together that recipe next week and do something special with it.
Brilliant.
All right. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys. Oh, one more thing. My book came out today. I I am a published author. It is a children's storybook. So if you have little ones or grandchildren, it's called Chef D Cooks the World. You can check it out on Amazon. It is available in paperback and on Prime, and it is available digitally. So check that out.
Can you repeat the name?
Chef D Cooks the World.
Okay, I'll check.
All right, awesome. So,
Thank you, bye.
thank you. I'll see you guys same chef time, same chef channel. Bye.